You are listening to the Not at Physio podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Resmondo, owner of South Alabama Physiotherapy and creator of the Not at Physio, where life should be fun and light. This is the podcast where we talk about how to keep the active adult who's busy with work and family life fit and healthy to enjoy the Gulf Coast outdoors. Let's get into today's episode. Before we start today, I wanted to let you know about our free Facebook group, the Not at Physio. I do live trainings in the group each week to dive deeper into strategies to remain active and where you can ask me questions personally and I'll give you feedback. Okay, on to the episode. Hey everybody, Jenny Resmondo here, the Not at Physio. On today's episode, it's going to be a series of talks. What I've done is I was at a conference a weekend or two ago now and ran into this great and amazing man. His name is Matthew McClellan, and he is the creator of the pizza diet. I think it's the 30-day pizza diet, but don't quote me on that. I'll put in some resources below so that way you could get all the full information and you're not just solely relying on me. But there's a lot of background noise that you're going to hear in the conversation. I plan to break it up over a few episodes because it was so much information that was jam-packed. You're going to hear another voice besides mine. That is a dear friend of mine, Kelly Kessler. She is another physical therapist that has an online practice helping people who have perfectionism in their lives and trying to control that so that they no longer have the chronic pain that they're dealing with. So I'll have her information below too. She has a podcast and I'll have that in the link below. And then you'll probably see this information repurposed because this was going to be something that we wanted to both share on each of our platforms. And so I just look forward to your feedback, and I really can't wait for you to kind of get engrossed and involved in this conversation that we had with Matt.
And because I invented the pizza diet, I bullied my way into the industry. I wanted to change the image of pizza, change lives. So I was already doing the nutrition side. Now I have functional fitness that I can actually improve people's quality of life to go with it. So it's
is the only way for somebody to work with you is to actually physically be here?
Come with me, yeah. I mean, unless they want me to drive up to them.
I'm just asking.
All right, so I'm driving to DC next week. We're going to put one in the Capitol Hill gym. So I've been training Congress people, senators. What I've found is wealthy people, they trade money for efficiency.
Absolutely.
So in the conferences here, Greg Todd talk about, time is money, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Trading money for time, right? So wealthy people trade money for efficiency, where working class people trade time for money, right? So I found that with this product, I can get somebody on site, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, they're done, and then they go about their day. So I can run a whole office through in an hour, 20 people, and they come out one at a time, boom, 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 and go. And so it's been amazing.
So the fighters that you're working on, how many sessions would they need before they notice
I would say 10.
Okay.
10 sessions with me. Well, anybody that's done more than 10 sessions in a fight camp is undefeated training with me.
Wow.
They've never lost. Now, after they've trained with me, then they go and they do another fight camp or they're not here, they've all lost their next fight. So I'm not saying that I make them champions, but what I do is I give them tools that make them competitively better than their competition. So because of that, that makes what I do unbelievable. It's like if this is hockey and I give you this much of an advantage over your competition, that stick that you get in front of the other one is the difference between time of control, shots on goal, and you have a higher chance to win the game. And that's what I give my pro athletes. I give them tools they don't have access to, a way to condition vertically to train in a altitude at sea level, and to just make them better. My restaurant is called Tour de Pizza. So I own a Tour de Pizza in St. Pete. It's the home of the world famous pizza diet, and that's where I became a professional bodybuilder eating nothing but junk food. So I track macros, 16 weeks, pizza only, and then I was named GQ Magazine Elite Athlete in 2016. So I eat real food in the real world, and I help real people. I'm 47, father to I have a restaurant. I get the same number of minutes in a day as everyone else. So it's just about being efficient with my time and deliberate with my actions and being purposeful towards my goal.
Yeah. So. That's amazing.
That is so amazing.
It is. Like, how did you get started? Like, what was like that? What did that journey look like getting into that?
So I got into the restaurant industry and I did what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I made pizza that tasted so good, people craved it. They told their friend, their neighbor, their family, they came back, and I'd see the same faces day in, day out, week in, week out. But the more money I made, the more empty I felt. I was destroying people's health for a profit. And I didn't like the way I made money. So I cut one kid off and I said, look, Rob, you can't eat 3 large pizzas a day in front of my face. You can only eat 2 slices at a time. So I made him a deal. I said, if you go to the gym and earn it, you can eat whatever you want. And in 3 months, he lost 50 pounds. So that was the inspiration behind the creation of the 30-day pizza diet. And then it was just about taking a junk food, changing the perception, leading by example, putting my pizza where my mouth is. And then after I got the results, I rode a bicycle from St. Pete, Florida to New York City, a 1,300-mile bike ride to deliver a message to the pizza capital that pizza is the healthiest food. Because here's what makes it so healthy. When you cook a pizza at a higher temperature, it releases more antioxidants. When you can a tomato and preserve it, it releases more lycopene enzyme. So it becomes a healthier product, as where spinach and broccoli, you cook out nutrients at high heat. So pizza really is a superfood. And then people are like, whoa, what about the sodium? Well, if you're an athlete and you sweat, you need electrolytes, right? So it really is a superfood. It's just demonized because anybody who wants to make a profit can do so at our expense. We have no protection. The dairy farmers, the cattle, the milk industry, they all have protection. Back in the 80s when Oprah talked about mad cow disease was worse than HIV. And if you ate beef, you were going to die, right? The lobby groups in DC slapped her with injunctions so fast, she had to retract all of her statements and apologize and egg on the face, all of that, right? But we, as a $40 billion industry, have no protection. Any fitness expert pushing a product can say, don't eat sodium, don't eat gluten, don't eat cheese, don't eat pizza, don't eat tomatoes, right? So I needed to defend my industry, to give all these hardworking, independent families a voice that we sell healthy food. And you should be proud about the craft that we do for people. It's a well thought out process, made by hand, from scratch, when it's ordered, made for you, right? So I want to change that narrative. That was my goal in this process. And now with the truck, my job is to change the narrative of never trust a skinny cook, right? Why can't we lead by example? We should be the ones leading the way. Like, this is my temple. This is what I put in my own body. This is what I sell my public. And lead by example is like, you should get on what I'm on. So my gym, you can do it with greasy fingers, dirty shoes, in between orders. You don't have to leave the premise, right? And with that being said, the likelihood of a chef working 12 hours on their feet, knees, back, hips, shoulders, picking at food all day long, because we never treat ourselves as good as we do our customers. We never sit down and make a well-crafted meal for us, right? So we wait, and then we social drink with our staff or with our guests to entertain and make the place lively. The likelihood of going home after a long shift, taking a shower, and then going back to a gym to work out at midnight is not happening. So this can go on any wall, anywhere in the world, any kitchen, and you can invest in your staff, your executive chefs, the people who make your family business successful. You can invest in them for their health. And that's what I want. I want to revolutionize the hospitality industry with that device that's on my truck. And that's what I will do. One slice at a time, one step at a time, one dream at a time.
With the pizza night, is that like you only eat pizza or just talking? Okay, so that's like your
So the funny story is,
Yeah.
in 2016 I won AMBF Men's Physique Pro Mr. Universe. So I won the year-end show. And I was behind the curtain, and I just won. And a kid came up to me half my age. I was 41, he was maybe 20. And he said, hey man, I heard you ate pizza every day during your prep, 16-week contest prep. And I said, yes sir. He goes, which meal? Like it's a nutrient timing thing. And I'm like, every meal. He's like, what? He goes, every meal. He goes, dude, I didn't go to Thanksgiving with my family. Like I gave up because I wanted to win the trophy so bad that I didn't even go to Thanksgiving with my family. And I said, listen, young man, I'm just showing you that there's muscle density, muscle maturity. I have experience on my side. And there's an efficient way of getting to your goal. You should never give up social engagements for a goal. You shouldn't miss weddings and family functions and events. Oh, I can't drink beer. I can't go to the party or the event because I have a weight goal, right? We have to establish a healthy emotional connection with physical fitness. Most people have PTSD, which is nothing more clinically diagnosed as emotional trauma. When emotional trauma is reintroduced, whether it's a smell, a flashback, a sound, it triggers fear, which triggers cortisol and adrenaline. Most people have PTSD when it comes to physical fitness. They turn to the gym to get healthy for a reason. A doctor's scare, a biomarker that went bad, a birth of a child, a grandchild, a wedding dress that's upcoming, or a pant size that they once fit into, where they feel like that was the best they were ever been. So they turn to a trainer, they get drilled to the ground like a drill sergeant. They can't move their arms straight for a week. They can't sit down without pain for a week. So all week long, they build up fear and anxiety of going through that punishment again to get results. And then they walk in the gym, they hear the techno. They smell the gym rubber flooring. They see the face of the trainer that made them pain, right? And now you're dumping stress hormone and you're never gonna get results. Like as the top bodybuilders, the hardest thing to do in contest prep is control your emotions.
Oh my gosh,
I'm restoring emotional health to the process of staying consistent, because consistency equals results, period. No matter what
you're resonating with me so much because like I serve like the eating disorder community.
Yes.
And like I also went through an eating disorder. I went through exercise dependence. I had a very emotional, unhealthy relationship with food and exercise. So it's like I love that. Like I love that you're advocating for like you can still be healthy, you can still enjoy food, you can still be social setting and still obtain your goal. Like that's everything. Like
you can have your regular life.
Yeah.
It's just moderation and it's discipline and it's respecting food as in everything has fat, carb, protein, and fiber, right? You would never abuse a healthy food like a wrap or a bar or a salad like you would a pizza. There's certain foods that you either eat until it's all gone or you physically can't eat anymore. Either way, you've overconsumed calories, and most likely you're doing it during some kind of social event, whether it's watching a football game or laying on the couch or watching a movie or in comfort, right? So if you just learn to like track what you put into your body, nothing's off limits. And when the emotional guilt is gone,
that's it.
You're free. You're free.
Yeah.
Was that amazing information? Even though there was all this background noise and information signaling off, Matt is an amazing person. I can't wait to give you more insight into how he came up with this device and what all it means to our bodies physiologically, mentally. Just stay tuned. We took a brief pause, but we'll come back on the next episode so that we'll pick up right where we left off. And I hope you guys really got a lot of information out of that. Stay tuned, like and follow, subscribe. If you want to find more information out about Matt, you can follow him on his Instagram, pizza_industry_spokesman. And again, I will have all of that down below. We'll see you guys next time on the Not a Physio podcast.